Road to Hope, take 2, and then I'll ask you.
Growing up, like in my young teens, I always like partied. All my friends drank and smoked weed and smoked cigarettes, and so I would always party and experiment with them. And then I got in a bad car accident. I had pills prescribed to me, like opiate pills, and I discovered that I really liked them. Then started using heroin, and then that just kind of spiraled out of control. I was homeless and in and out of jail, just really struggling. I couldn't get clean. I kept going to treatments, secular treatment. For 2 years, I was trying to get clean. My mom told me about a discipleship program. That's what made me a believer, is that I actually stayed because I didn't want to stay. The missing piece was having faith. I feel like that saved my life. And then I had found out I was pregnant when like 22 weeks along. And I had taken pregnancy tests and they kept coming up negative, and even like going to the doctor and saying, there's something wrong with me, and like they gave me a pregnancy test and it was negative. And then finally, like they did some blood work and they're like, oh, you're pregnant. And at like 22 weeks, I did ultrasound and found out I was a healthy girl. I was living in Washington, and then I was like, I need to come back to Portland though, because my family is here and I feel like there's more resources and help. I was living in a town with like 3,000 people in it. I called 211 and they were sending me emails of different resources, and they told me about a maternity home, and they were like, oh, there's, a maternity home that you can come when you're pregnant and have your baby and stay up to a year. I was excited because like I just kind of knew it was like a God thing, because everything else, all the other options and programs are like really working out in my favor. Like I was having to like basically like fight my way into like these other resources, and this, like God just opened the door for Road to Hope to happen. Road to Hope's prepared me for the birth of my daughter by one of the, I feel like key parts of it was having a doula through a scholarship. The doula was helpful because, they kind of explain everything, like what's going to happen when you give birth. Meeting my daughter was like the most, meeting my daughter was the most amazing experience I've had in my whole life. And I just really love her so much. Like, there's no words. It's just like the definition of love. The staff and volunteers at Road to Hope are amazing. I've actually formed some really close bonds with volunteers and staff. And everyone's very helpful and they love babies. It's just a really exciting time, having a baby. And getting the chance to move on, because that's what's missing a lot of times is transitional housing for people that are coming out of recovery. Because great, you're clean now, but then what? You still don't have a job, you still don't have money, you still don't have anywhere to go. Like, then what? We work on budgeting and saving money. We also have classes, like kind of like life skills classes, different teachings about like sleep training for your baby or getting your first credit card. Like there's tons of different classes that they offer here. I've been a dental assistant off and on since 2008, but I was able to get back into the field through a contact that Elena knew. So definitely that was something that Road to Hope has helped me out with, like getting back on my feet and actually getting back in my profession. So my plan after Road to Hope is to have my own place with my daughter. I'd like to go back to school. I'm thinking about being a respiratory therapist and just get settled into a life of being with my daughter and starting a life for us. I encourage anybody to better their lives and to get out of any situation that's not ideal, whether it be abuse, drugs, homelessness. It's possible. Like, you can change. Like, it might feel at the time like you're in this hole and you'll never get out, and you know, but with hard work, you can, and dedication and the Lord, you can turn your life around.